What's up, all you cool snakes and deer nits? We are live. Mr. Crab's already in there with a hi. How's it going, mate? How are you? I'm just going to set up some music in the background. You guys know that I like to do my live streams with a little bit of music in the background. Um, Mr. Krabs, good to see you, buddy. Yeah, you guys know I like to have a little bit of music in the background. Just sets the mood. Um, Fills any awkward silences, makes me feel a little bit more at home as well. When I'm doing this on my own, I'm going to start looking for people to guest in this and to, eh, see if anyone wants to come on and do like a joint live stream, come on my live streams and chat along and all that kind of stuff. Show off your guys' animals and all that kind of thing. You guys can show off your animals. If you're interested in joining me on a live stream, hit me up on the Reptile Rich Facebook page. Pardon me. I am good today, Mr. Krabs. How are you? How is the Krabby Patty coming along? Let me have a look. Copyright free music, because I don't want to get in trouble for copyright for using the songs. I shouldn't be. Beard's a bit rough today, guys. Not gonna lie, the beard's a little rough. As you guys know, I hurt my hand. We'll get into that in a bit. It was all Kirsten's fault. We'll blame Kirsten because she's not here. She's probably already watching this, but shh. Yeah, come and say hello, guys. Feel free to share the video around. Take a moment to share the video on your Facebook or whatever. Insta, whatever you use, share this video around before we get into it. Yes, notifications are delayed. The chat is often delayed as well, so you guys will say something and I'll seem like I'm ignoring you, but it doesn't actually come up for me for another couple of minutes after you've posted it. So bear with me and all that front and all that kind of stuff. I always try and answer all your guys' comments. It's not what I'm looking for. I always try and answer all your guys' comments and all that kind of stuff. Try not to ignore yous. Bad manners like that. Chill hip hop. Freaking copyright free. The notification just went. Awesome. I'm gonna start off with my boy Mordecai. I didn't take my boy Mordecai out. I don't know if you guys can see it, but I kind of sat on my hook and bent it completely, like it's nearly snapped it, hit it with a hammer and straightened it out. If anyone wants to donate a new hook to the Reptile Rich, let me know, and because I really need another hook. I'm not going to say too much, but Monday or Tuesday I am supposed to be picking up 2 new animals, and those animals have fangs. So I would like a new hook that I can trust. And that's all I'm going to say because I'm not going to ruin the surprise. As always, if you want to know any new animals that come before it goes on the YouTube channel or Facebook or anything like that, it goes on the Patreon first. And then at the weekend's video, it will go on the YouTube video. But Monday or Tuesday, 2 new animals coming home. They have fangs, and I have just busted my hook. I use the hook for tap training, of course. I don't really use it for handling. There is 4 people. Why is there 4 people and nobody's saying hello? If you're watching, say hello. Come and say hello. Let's get a snake out. As you guys know, we're all here to see the reptiles. We're all here to see the snakes. I'm not taking anything big out because I hurt my hand. The bandage is off, but plaster is on, keeping the skin together because it was pretty nasty. It was pretty nasty. We'll get into that in a bit. But it had a lot to do with what's behind me. Hello, my handsome boy. How is yours? Everyone loves Mordecai. Very exciting, Mr. Krabs. It's a species I've never worked with. Oh, why is the snake taken to wearing dirt hats recently? There we go. I don't often blow a snake, but there we go. Yes, it's a species I have never worked with before. They're apparently extremely intelligent. Um, they seem to be like tegus in the way that a lot of the information is completely wrong about them. Thank you for subscribing the other day, SQ. Awesome. Thank you so much. I talk about that in this weekend YouTube video, but we've had a sort of steady stream of subscribers coming in recently. Every day, literally every day, there's one or two new subscribers. So all these new subscribers, all you guys that are taking the time to hit that subscribe button, I'm hugely grateful for it. I honestly am. Thank you so much. Thank you, Mordecai. You like took my eye out. I'm not saying any more, Mr. Krabs. All I'm saying about it is it's got fangs, and that's all I'm saying. And you guys will just have to wait till next Sunday's episode to see what they are. There's two of them. You guys will have to wait and see. But yeah, I would really like a new hook because that one's this one's never been good anyway. It's one of those cheap like pen hooks that fold out, and I only use it for tap training. The animals, like I use it for tapping. Mordecai here and the Burmese python behind me gets tap trained as well because they're both heavy feeding responses. The rest of the animals don't need it. They can be pulled out straight away and stuff. So it's not even for lifting animals out. It's more for tap training. Not with the new animals, like I say, having fangs. It might be handy to have a proper hook for them, just in case they're spicy when they turn up, because I have a funny feeling they might be because they're super young. But anyway, that's all I'm saying on that matter. What's up, Stefan? How's it going, buddy? Hope you're keeping well. Another day with the animals. So yeah, I'm liking doing these live streams. I don't know if it's because I'm starting to do the live streams on here more often or what it is, but we're getting an stream of subscribers coming in, and that's awesome. Love it. I could use it on the Tegu. What could I use on the Tegu? The hook. I don't need to use the hook on the Tegu. The Tegu's fine. She's just hissy full stop. She'll only charge when I feed her off a white plastic plate. So she knows this white plastic plate means food. And now that she's fully out of brumation, as soon as she sees that white plastic plate, she jumps off all four legs like she comes flying out that bib. She's like a lizard possessed. As soon as she sees that white plate, that's it. She's gone. She's crazy, which is good. Yeah, no, I don't use the hook for the Tega. I don't know. You could, but people tend to ball train lizards more than tap training. They try to use the ball and they get them to nose the ball, and then they give them food, kind of thing. And whereas snakes, it's tap training usually for snakes, and ball training for the lizards is what people use. But I'm not going to ball train Alita because she's not food aggressive. It's kind of like a ball training, because as soon as she knows that plate means food. So as soon as she sees that plate, it's explosion. Crazy. And the same with food tongs. Yeah, she's yeah, she'll chase stuff. I'm gonna give her some rat pups as a treat soon. Are you okay, buddy? Yeah. Yeah, I'm gonna give the Tegu some rat pups soon. I want to give her rat pups because there's a lot of thingy care and do's and don'ts that are. Some people say do one thing, other people say don't do that, and things with the Tegus. It's crazy. A lot of conflicting information and stuff with the Tegus. So some people say they can't handle like whole prey items. Some people say they can. Some people say that it's just that they can't digest the fur very well. So if I give a rat pinkies, there's no fur on it, kind of thing. And they're opportunistic feeders. They are scavengers. So thank you. I would really like to breathe today, my son. So yeah, they eat whatever they come across: veggies, fruit, bugs, beasties, carrion. So I would imagine that they will eat a degree of red meats and whatever they find in the wild. So yeah, I think the odd whole aquarium, like a pinky rat, I think is going to be fine for her. It's very rare that I give her that, but I like to just vary things up, keep her mentally enriched, and keep her mind thinking and her taste buds going and all that kind of stuff. Hello. Oh yes, thank you for that. But yeah, so I'm going to give her some rat pups soon, just to give her a bit of enrichment with her food. Have I seen Project Pet on YouTube? I have not. Is that a channel? Is it a video? What is that? I'll have to look that up and have a look. Why am I not? Why has my music gone off? No idea. There you go, Snakey. You have my beard so that people can see you. There you go. But no, I have not seen Project Pet on YouTube. What is that? I'm gathering it's a pet channel on YouTube. But no, are they good? What do they do? I'm interested, but I haven't seen them. Should I have seen them? I've been catching up on Will Nace and Jay at Prehistoric Pets recently. Actually, I've been catching up on some of their stuff, and he has cool reptiles and tegus. Awesome. Well, I'll give that a look up. Was it Project Pet? I'll write it down and I'll have a wee look at that. Project Pet on YouTube. I got a little pen and paper beside me. So yeah, I'll check that out, buddy. I'll have a wee look at them. Always looking for new YouTube channels and things like that. YouTube's a fantastic way to find new other keepers from around the world with different outlooks and different techniques and things like that. So I love finding new YouTubers and things like that. Some of them I can't suffer to watch. I hope people don't feel that about myself. But some of them are just like they speak like that and it's constant. And then by about 5 minutes, I'm bored as hell seeing them. And I'm like, Jesus Christ. So yeah, if it doesn't keep my attention, then I won't keep watching it. But all right, that's cool. Well, me and Kirsten were discussing because my life dream is to have a dwarf caiman, but we're not going to do it in this house because this house is in the middle of the city, or well, it's in the city. It's not in the middle of the city because we have a lot of green and grass. We have front and back gardens and stuff, but it's in the city, and I don't want, and it's rented, and I don't want to build a big caiman enclosure in the back garden. I had a friend who had a Burmese python in a local town quite close to here, about 15 minutes drive, and yeah, he had a Burmese python in a big outdoor enclosure. Well, it was indoors. It was in a shed, but it was out in his garden. It was all enclosed and in a shed. And the local kids found out about it, and they burned the shed down with the African rock python, with the Burmese python inside, and killed it, burned it alive. So for that reason, I'm not keen on building an outdoor enclosure in the town. So we want to move out to the country eventually. When Kirsten's wee man's going up to high school, when Kirsten has a driving license and all that stuff. And when that happens, I want to go for my DWA and get a Cayman if I'm not successful, because I applied for my DWA here, but the rules or their terms were quite not unreasonable, but pointless. Like there was things like they wanted the vivariums off the ground. I was like, that's dumb because then you're given like an escape because the whole thing was about escapees. And they wanted the vivariums, pardon me, off the ground, but then you're giving this snake somewhere to or escapee somewhere to hide, you know. It was silly. So I'm going to hold off. They wanted them to have their own room, which I kind of suspected they would do anyway, which we don't have. Cuvier monitor is what I'm wanting. Monitor. Cayman. Cuvier dwarf Cayman is what I'm wanting. The smaller of the species because it'll be a lot easier to work with the space we will realistically have as well. If I win the lottery, I'll have all the species of crocodile. But Cuvier, no, they're the smallest of the species of the dwarves, are they not? I was under the impression the Cuviers were the smallest of the dwarves. So I was under the impression, I could be completely wrong, but like I say, it's years in the making. Like I've got years and years to wait. But yeah, if we're not successful in getting a dwarf caiman, I will do the same thing, but I'll get an Asian water monitor instead and give it a big outdoor enclosure. So it'll have like a pond and heated area, basically a giant sealed in Viv outside, but I'll also build an outdoor like an outdoor add-on with a cage with a pond, so that in the summer, in the heat of summer, it can go outside as well and things like that. Um, yeah, the Cuviers are quite small. Um, about I think 5 foot is about the maximum you get out the Cuviers, roughly. But yeah, I mean, if you were really thinking, you could give a Cuvier a bedroom, like a whole bedroom to itself, and just give it some massive pond, kind of like what Snake Discovery does with their alligator. But or did I think they're building their zoo now, which looks amazing. They're doing really well with it. But no, I want to have a sort of outdoor sort of enclosure kind of thing with an add-on bit where in the summer I can open up a door and let it go out into the pond in the summer outside and stuff like that. It'd still obviously be all concrete and enclosed and all that kind of stuff. But I have an idea in my head of what I want to do. Just one sort of crazy animal like that. I'm not going to be like some of these people you see with like 100 tigers and things like that. I just want a caiman. That's all I want. I would quite like a gaboon viper as well, but if that happens, it happens. If not, not. And like I say, if I don't get the dwarf caiman, I'll just do the same idea, but I'll have an Asian water monitor in just this big, amazing enclosure. I'm not going to get one of these animals and keep them in a small tank. It's not going to happen. Eventually, I want to give Alita a bigger enclosure too. Yeah, I'm not sure what it would be. Something maybe like a 6x8 or something like that. Sort of floor space, but in a shed. Of course, with it being DWA, it would probably have to be double doored and all that kind of stuff. And then, like I say, there'd be an add-on bit as well on the outside that would be all caged in for that we could get some be south facing face. It would have to be south facing so that it got all the sunlight majority of the day, if not all the day, kind of thing. Yeah. So that's my dream for the future, anyway, is to get a Cayman and keep it in a shed. Big dreamer. But no, I build it all myself. I've already like got it planned and sort of a rough plan in my head of the drainage, the design I would do on the pond and stuff, the basking area on outside of it as well, and that kind of thing. I really want to look into keeping like a terrapin or something like a large sort of yellow-bellied slider or something in with the Cuviers, if they would get along in the pond together, I think that would be kind of cool to have like a couple of the two species, just not just a caiman. It would also have like a terrapin in there with it too, just to add an extra bit of life in there and some fish in the pond and things like that as well. Make it just like a mini tiny like tropical paradise in this sort of 6x8 shed or 8x8 shed. I'm not sure. I'll measure it up and figure out exactly what I want to do. But like I say, that's a few years in the making anyway. Three years, I think, at least, or something like that. But we need this Rona stuff to get lost so that Kirsten can get through a driving test and all that kind of stuff. But for the time being, we will work with what we have. We've already been looking at shifting things about because these animals that I'm picking up Monday or Tuesday can get pretty big. They can get pretty big. So I've already been looking at rearranging things and changing plans. Because the turtle I've got upstairs is going to have to go off to its home. That's supposed to be going to my sister, but she's just moved like 100,000 miles away, so it's going to be a nightmare to get the turtle up to her. So we'll see what happens there, but the turtle's going to have to go because it's using space that I really need to use. It was taken in as a rescue anyway, and a lot of my rescues get rehomed out, if not all of them. So we'll see what happens there. But yeah, once the turtle goes away, this 4 foot stack that's in front of me will probably go up there, and then I'll build a 5 foot stack where the 4 foot stack was, which will give me that bit of extra room for certain species of animal that'll go there. Would you make a video of rearranging everything? Well, I think we'll get into how I hurt my finger. Talking about that. Unfortunately, I didn't video it, but I noticed that the 6 foot stack behind me was running 4 plugs on a 10 plug extension, like a 10 plug pillar extension. And then the Vivs in front of me, because there's 5 of them or whatever it is, 6 of them, were running 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 plugs off of uh, two 4 adapter, 2 4 plug extensions. That's what the words I was looking for. So yeah, I was like, that's stupid. So I was like to Kirsten, I was like, I'll get my friend round. We'll shift that Viv behind me, the one that I repaired, not the one that I built. Um, what's happening, Russell? How's it going, buddy? Hope you're all right. I'm good. I am good, apart from my fingers. So yeah, me and Kirsten moved that Viv. You can see it got that one there, but this one, oh my god! As I was letting it's too heavy for Kirsten to lift, so we chose to slide it off and onto the couch, tip it down onto the couch, and then slide it and then let it down. As the back end went down, it was too heavy for me to hold when I had it around the sides. I couldn't get it from underneath because we were sliding it over the 6 foot and it would have ripped my hands apart, unfortunately. And it just slid straight down, and there's like an angle of wood, and it slid down. And as I pulled my hand out, I could just see right into my finger, like it must be pretty much at the bone. I was like, oh my god. And I was sitting there with my hand cupped like that. And I was like watching I've not got my light on. There we go. And that's better. And I was watching the blood swirl in my hand, like if you make coffee and you put milk in the coffee and you watch it swirl, the blood was like pouring out of that finger and swirling and filling up my hand. I was like, oh my god, I've never bled like that before. It was crazy. Like Kirsten was like ran upstairs, got the first aid kit, bandaged it all up and everything. It was sorry, son. It was absolutely mental. I was like, oh my god, like it got that finger, but that finger wasn't as bad. But that finger there, when I took the bandage off last night, it's like all black and horrible and like misshapen and stuff, and horrible. I could have went for a stitch, I would imagine, but I've just taped it up and we'll see. We'll let it heal like that. But it was bad. It was pretty bad. Like, I wish I'd filmed it, but yeah. You guys like the rearranging stuff? I try not to film all the rearranging stuff because it'll maybe put us on our next subject I want to talk about as well. But I don't know if people find it exciting, but also that my editing apps don't seem to handle fast forwarding stuff. I was using Filmora Go when I first started doing YouTube, and then I did this video with it did an update and changed the whole app. And the first time it did that update, I tried to do an episode which was the monster African rock python attack, which was when me and Paul were handling that giant African rock python. And I was really excited for that video because it was a good video, and the app completely mucked it up. Like, I don't know what it did, dropped the resolution. There was loads of black lines all over it. The video was like jumping left and right and going everywhere and stuff like that. It was horrible. So I contacted Filmora and they were like, oh, it's a bug, we'll take the app down. So they took that app down. So then I started using Filmmaker or whatever the previous ones was. I can't remember what it was. And it was a really poor app, but I've suffered with it for a while now. But it'll randomly like rejig while you're editing. It'll like swap sections around. It's really horrible. And then sometimes you'll upload it and it'll muck the sound up. And then sometimes, and recently it's not even let me upload to YouTube. So I went and did the last video again. Filmora had come back out, so I went and tried Filmora again. And you've seen in the last video when it changes from section to section, when there's a filter that blurs in between sections, there's like a horrible like noise between each time it like goes from section to section. Really horrible. And then there was a couple of times where the lip sync, like I would be speaking and the sound would jolt. So I'd be speaking and be like, and I mean, it's just stupid as hell. So I was like, God's sake. So I tried using Filmora again, and then I've downloaded another editing app. So I'm going to try that one. So fingers crossed, this weekend's episode is going to be good quality. It's a brand new app. It's got a lot of good reviews on it, so I'm liking that. So far, so good. I've not tried to fast forward it because that's what I was doing. I've started this weekend's episode already. I tried doing it on the Filmmaker app, and when I fast forward sections, it just pauses it and it'll go through the whole section, but I can't see it. It just pauses. It just immediately stops it, but it goes through it and doesn't move until it gets to the next section and then jumps to that section. Freaking frustrating for me when I've got a vision and I know what I want to put out and I want to put out good quality for you guys. And I'm just getting utter rubbish from all the apps. Like it's really frustrating. So I went to try the Filmora app again. It didn't make the noises, but it started when you put the transitions in between sections, when you put that sort of blur in between the sections, that's when it knocks the sound off from the clip. And it did it again. So I was like, nah. So I've downloaded another app. Fingers crossed this weekend's video is going to be good. That app's going to be good. I haven't tried to fast forward because there is a build section in this weekend's video. So there'll, you guys know I like to do the build sections and I do a little sort of fast forward sort of thing through the build sections so you guys can see what's going on. But few videos like that's no, I'm not going to go to the hospital. We don't need the hospitals there. I'll be all right. I got a plaster around it holding the skin together just now, so that'll do. It just, it's actually, as soon as it happened, I folded the skin back over and I've just held it since then. And then Kirsten put the bandage on it. I let it out to air last night and then I put the plaster on it last night. Once I finish this live stream, I'm probably going to take this plaster off and let it air out tonight once I'm finished with the animals so they don't get any dirt in the wound or anything like that. It'll be fine. It'll be all right. Don't worry about it. Russell's got his second tarantula on Sunday. Awesome. That is awesome. Love it. We've still got the three. One of the P. regalis is just molted and just eaten. Well, it's molded then eaten, obviously. Don't offer it food immediately after it's molded. But and I think the bigger of the P. regalis is going into molt. The bigger of the P. regalis at the growth rate I thought might have been male, but she was up against the side of the tub and she looked awfully female looking from underneath from the other screenshots I've seen. So we might at least have one female P. regalis, which would be nice. The other one's so slow growing. I thought that one was female, so we will see. The bigger of the two might be able to big enough to sex from the molt. Providing we get a good molt off it, I think I might be able to, or at least contact maybe Scott or someone to have a look at it and sex it for me. Because you guys know I'm new into the tarantulas and spiders. Curlies are awesome. Yeah, the curly's cool. She's just started eating again after her molt. She's doing really well just now. She's doing fantastic. One or two hair flicks, but other than that, she's been an absolute gem. As soon as she's out, she's fantastic. So I'm just working with her and get her going because, of course, I plan on using her for like my educational stuff and all that. And yeah, it's going to be good to add a bit of variation as well to said to the talks and the shows and all that stuff. So that's good. Because I wasn't keen on doing like the kid shows if I was only using snakes and lizards. So I was like, I added in the roaches, the spider, and all that stuff as well, changing up the snakes and things. So yeah, we've got a good show now for all the kids' parties and stuff. We've got a really good show going, so I'm happy with that. You have a P. regalis, I take it, and a jumping spider. We were looking at jumping spiders. Jumping spiders look cool. I would need like a bigger species of jumping spider because if it's too small, I'm going to be worried that I'll lose it. I would like a jumping spider. They look a lot of fun. They look really cool. But yeah, our P. regalis was our first. Our first tarantula was a P. regalis, Mr. Krabs. So I was just saying, I actually got three P. regalis from a fan of the YouTube channel. Contacted me. He was just up the road, and he had like 8 tarantulas, and I was like, I'll take the P. regalis because I just googled what each of them looked like, and I was like, I like the P. regalis, so I took the 3 P. regalis off them, and then gave one to a friend of mine, and kept 2 of them for myself. Oh, Regius. It's funny because the scientific name for the royal python is Python regius or P. regius. So you would or Regius. Yeah, the curly was our second. Very good tarantulas, very cool. I might try and see if I can get her out Not sure. We'll have a look. It just takes time to get her out because I'm quite new with the spiders. I don't force her, and I always like just very gentle and slow with her and all that stuff. I've seen people just like literally just like scoop them up and pull them out from above and things like that. But I'm not into. I'm not going to try it, to be honest with you. She does what she does. I just shoo her on, tickle her onto my hand, and she walks on, and that's it. But yeah. So yeah, that was my first. Was a P regalis. Then we got the curly hair, and then we just took the. You guys know we've got the eggs for the stick insects. One egg from each species has hatched. That's going to be going on this weekend's YouTube video. You guys will see our new little baby stick insects and let them grow. Yeah, I just let her do her thing. Of course, I don't touch them when they're just out of molt and all that stuff. That's common knowledge. I do my research, but there's a lot you only learn through keeping. You know, you only learn as you go. Um, it's not like I just bought a spider and didn't know anything about it. I used to work with them in the reptile shop or exotic pet shop I used to work in years ago. But that's like a decade ago was my last sort of experience with a tarantula. So I just treat myself as a complete novice. I do have a basic generic knowledge of them, but I treat myself as your friends. How did all of his stick insects die? Stick insects are pretty bomb proof. That's crazy. We got Indians and black beauties. The Indians I know are bomb proof. And black beauties are quite, or used to be very uncommon. I think they're getting more and more common now. Yeah, that's cool, Russell. I love it. Um, that's what we're going to do. We're going to get an Exoterra. I think one of my friends is going to donate an Exoterra to us, and we're going to take it. And I'm going to put the black beauties and the Indians in the Exoterra together and have the two species of stick insects. I've done quite a lot of research on it and a lot of fact finding, and everywhere seems to agree that the black beauties and the Indians can live together perfectly fine. Um, he nuked them. Oh no, that's not good. Stick insects are usually pretty hardy, but yeah, I think the only stick insects you ever have to watch living together are like stick type insects and then leaf type insects, because the stick insects will accidentally eat the leaf insects thinking that they're a leaf kind of thing or nip them. From what I've gathered, from what I've read anyway. But the Indians and the black beauties seem to be fine. The only thing is the black beauties are a bit more scaredy, a bit more flinchy, and of course they have that spray as well. But yeah, the two babies are. I've got an Indian in with a baby black beauty right now, and they seem fine. So I want to build an Exoterra and have the colony of two of them. I might even get some isopods in the ground and have the three different types of insect in there and have the isopods cleaning up the mess. I don't know if the isopods would eat the eggs though. Not sure how that would work. Maybe have to look into that. But yeah, I quite fancy like having them and then the isopods in the bottom and just have a little sort of mini ecosystem going on in there. I think would be pretty cool. Quite like the sounds of it. I even thought of because eventually I'm going to have a Boega dendrophilia, a mangrove snake, and that's going to be. I was thinking of doing like a bioactive setup for that, and I was going to see if maybe I could put the stick insects in there with that, all in the Exoterra together. I don't know if it would work or not, but maybe. Black beauties can live with them. That's awesome, Russell. That you can confirm that. But I'm trying it anyway, so we'll see what happens and what goes on. But yeah, we've got one egg from each clutch or each batch hatched. I'm praying that. Yeah, I'm praying that. Sort the camera out there. That's awesome. So yeah, I was thinking about even put them in with the mangrove when it eventually turns up, but we'll see. We have a privet hedge right up the side of the house, so that's handy because the black beauty and the Indian both eat privet, so it's fantastic. They're just there's no reason they shouldn't when you think about it on paper as well. What is that's my eye you're in. He's actually in my eye. You are silly. You're beautiful though. Dad loves you. Yes, he does. Dad loves you. But I was surprised about the length of this guy when we did that last video, though. As shocking as the quality of the video was, I was quite surprised with this guy. But I had him out in the sun like the day before, and he was like stretched out, and he went down onto the ground. I was like, wow! I was like, he's grown since I first got him. That's crazy. But I don't know if he's maybe stunted his growth because the person that had him before, of course, he was malnourished and a bit starved and in bad, poor condition. So I don't know if his growth has been stunted at all or if he's going to grow like normal. What are you doing, you silly man? But we will see. We will see. This guy obviously is one of you guys' favorites, and he's my favorite snake out of my whole collection. But yeah, so that was what happened. Was I was moving that Viv and destroyed my finger. It's funny because you put up that you've had a reptile related injury and everyone assumes, bit by something, which is what I did there. It was a little bit clickbaity I did on you guys, but it was a bit of a joke. But you guys need to understand whenever I do a clickbait kind of thing, it's usually a joke. It's usually a sort of a little high. But the funny thing was, years ago, there was a report done in a magazine, in a reptile magazine somewhere, and it was like, there was five. I remember the magazine was like there was 5 reported reptile incidents in the UK that year, and it was things like people jumping on a rake thinking it was a snake in the grass and getting whacked in the face with a rake. I mean, that's funny on so many levels, and karma. But yeah, and then there was like someone that had cut their finger while cutting up their vegetables for their iguana, and they put that down as a reptile injury, a reptile related injury, and that was like class as that, and that was the official thing for it. It was just mental, absolutely mental. Yeah, I don't know if the isopods would do fine with the stick insects. So you guys know, let me know. I don't think they would affect the stick insects, but I don't want them eating the eggs. No, she's not had any more chicks. Um, Kirsten was sometimes when I'm not here, if it's a nice day, Kirsten will let her out in the garden, and even Kirsten's like, "Nope, you're not getting anywhere near that hedge." Um, that made me sick that day. It made me absolutely sick. Laugh looking back on it, but it had me boiling. Poor little chick. But no, she doesn't get anywhere near that hedge anymore. She's always looked to that hedge because there was a hole. You can see there's a hole right through to like the next garden. Just one part of the hedge. The rest of it's pretty sealed in. But well, hello, Mr. Max. How's it going, my friend? But yeah, so that's all I thought she was looking at was that hole because that's where she was that little hole through the hedge. She just darted, and I was like, oh no, she was going for the hedge. And as I pulled her out, she had the chick in her mouth. I was like, oh no. And yeah, that was that. Oh yeah, Kirsten, that's right. So when me and Kirsten were wrestling with this, because the reason we had to do that was because the plug is behind these 6 foot. So that 5x3 there weighs a ton, and those 6 foot there aren't as anywhere near as heavy as that 5 foot, like nowhere near it. So but of course I take all the animals out when I'm shifting vibs around, just in case of any catastrophe. And not 100% sure, Mr. Krabs. I suppose there's a way to find out, isn't there? But yeah, so she broke the shower door because I've been meaning to shower Alita for a while because she pees where she sleeps half the time. Like she just dribbles. It's like she pees the bed. And so she smells after a wee while. So I give her a shower like every now and then, especially before it goes out to kids' parties. What's happening, Moon over Miami? How's it going, buddy? So yeah, so I was like, right, I'll put Alita in the shower while we're shifting the vivs around. So you hear this crash, and Kirsten runs upstairs. The next thing she comes down with Alita over her shoulder, and she's like, she broke the shower door. She actually broke the shower door, like pulled it off the railings and ripped one of the wheels because our shower door like slides shut. It's like two doors that slide shut, and one of the doors she like ripped the wheels off of it and ripped it totally off the runners. What a little poop she is. Which it looks like she might have peed in there, but she's up and about. So let's see if Alita wants to come and say hello. Do you want to come and say hello to the peoples? No, that's not food. I was just saying that you're not food orientated, and you're proving me wrong. Hmm? I was literally just saying. Oh, that's the first time she has been food responsive without seeing the plate. So she is proving Dad wrong tonight. But there she goes. You're pretty after your shower, even though you broke the door. She's just an absolute madam, but we love her. You don't get a tegu if you want a boring animal, that's for sure. If you want vet's bills and broken stuff and dead stuff, get a tegu. You'll never have a dull moment. But she's lovely. She doesn't like being handled particularly. It's not her thing. So usually only get like 5-10 minutes of elite cuddle time, if that. Sometimes it's you're lucky if it's a minute, and then she'll get bored. Funny thing is, Mr. Krabs, she loves the shower. Like half the time you put her in the shower and go up, and she's literally sleeping underneath the spray of the shower. She just sits there, just like you'll go up and she's eyes closed, just like head up against the door, just loving it. Um, she just just that day she just wanted to go to the shower. She just decided, nah, I'm sure thought she was missing out on something, and she wanted out. It was maybe that she maybe just took a disliking to the door, or it's Alita. There's more. It's more than likely she just took the liking to being an absolute poop head and just wanted to destroy something for the sake of destroying stuff. Yes, we are talking about you, sillies. You are a silly monkey, ain't you? You tell the peoples. You say I'm bad. Look at that. No chuffs given at all. Does not give one monkey. Oh, hissings. Oh, you're hissings. What you hissing about? Was there no food? Is that why you're hissings? Yes. Are you not happy because there's no food? Here we go. What's up, Diana? How's it going? How are you? Oh, scratch there. Scratch your shoulder. Got my parrot. This is how it goes. This is what happens. Now she's trying to get into Marley's bev. Marley, Hunter. Hunter is in shed just now. The Burmese python is in shed. Are you going before you scratch my fingers? Yeah, she went for me there like I was waiting to feed her. She never usually does that without the plate. Yeah, so she proved me to be an idiot there. You've been having fun with your 10-year-old. That's always fun. Kids are always fun, aren't they, babe? I'm getting the stare. Some kids are fun. Just not when they're together and fighting. Right. Oh, she smells. Alita, you stinkies. And this was this just bathing her yesterday as well. Um, see if Marley wants to come and say hello. You got baby gecko eggs. That's awesome. I would think that would be adult gecko that's laid the eggs. That would be gecko eggs. The babies aren't there yet. Oh, sorry, son. But that is amazing. What kind of gecko? Is it leopard geckos? How old is she? Alita is about 2 years old. She's what did we say? 3 foot 3 inches, 3.5 inches. So Alita is about 2 years old. She probably won't get much bigger. Um, but yeah, I've thought of breeding the two new animals that I'm getting Monday or Tuesday. are male and female. Um, I don't know what I'm gonna do. Fancy breeding them because they're a very unusual species, but I don't know because I kind of it's my Boega fund that I'm using for these two animals that I'm getting on Monday or Tuesday. And Max, keep your mouth shut because Max knows what they are. Yeah, you guys, if you ever want to come on a live stream, message me on the Reptile Rich Facebook page and we will get it organized and you guys can show off your animals and we can get you in and have a chat and stuff. So you guys aren't just always looking at my boring, ugly mug all day, every day, chat and stuff. Breed and donate one to the Highland Exotic Keeper. But attempting to hatch inside her tank. Okay. So you're just leaving them where she's laid them and trying to hatch them there. That's cool. Be interesting to see if it happens or not. Like I say, I'm not a breeder. I'm more of a collector and educator. I would class myself as. I would love to breed just to have that bit of experience, you know. But crows, I think, are the only animal. Someone correct me if I'm wrong, but I've heard that crows are the only animal, other than humans, that have like a high court, and they'll form a circle around the crow that's like convicted, and if it's found guilty, they will peck it to death. Like I said, don't know if that's facts. That's just something I was told years ago, and I've always remembered. Marley just doesn't know what he's doing. I have a monster of a leopard gecko. His name is Yoshi. Yes, Kirsten said that you were inquiring about these cave geckos, Max. She says that you're going to get yourself in trouble one of these days. Yeah, that's cool, Diana. It's always a bit of experience, you know. It's awesome. I would like to breed. I tried to breed the Royals last year, but Luna was just not fantastic. That's one thing, Max. If Luna lays a clutch of eggs, let me know. She was in with Malfoy. You might get some ivory royal pythons. Well, you wouldn't. You would get yellow bellies, but yeah, they were in together, but they were just not great together. So that's how I decided to part with Luna and free up the space for more species of animals that I really wanted to keep. Like I said, I'm a bit of a collector more than anything else. It's called Crow Court. So they do that. So I heard right. That's pretty cool, the way. More advanced than us anyway, because we shouldn't be allowed to govern ourselves. We certainly don't know justice from our freaking elbow. Marley, what are you doing? Take it easy, Russell. Thanks for tuning in, buddy. You think only one's fertilized, though? Yeah, they only lay about one or two, don't they? No, I would concentrate on getting Luna feeding properly, Max, beforehand. That's what I was going to do. Was get Luna feeding properly before I tried breeding them again. And then my focus shifted onto other animals and other projects. Imagine a tegu court. Well, the problem is, like down in Argentina, there's that much problem with like stray dogs and things like that. The tegus are becoming like super aggressive. There's like videos of them all over Facebook, like chasing cyclists, like that T-Rex chasing the Jeep on Jurassic Park. It's like it's up on its hind legs with its mouth open, like chasing them and things like that. They're becoming quite aggressive in the wild. Um, so a take court just wouldn't happen because everything would just get killed anyway. Especially if it was a chick under a hedge. Have you had her eating yet, Max? Has she eaten for you yet? Remember, she likes it warm but dry, so you need to get that mouse really hot or wrapped really hot but dry. She won't take it if it's wet. Or it's very, very rare that she takes it when it's wet. I think she was taking one wet from me, and that was it in the whole year and a half or so that I had her. Yeah, definitely. You can show your geckos off, Diana. That would be amazing. I'll have to figure out how to get people on here. But it says that there is an option when you log into the StreamYard thing to it gives you the option to invite someone into the lobby. So I'd imagine you do it like that. I don't think you could do it halfway through. Maybe you can. I don't know. Oh yeah, you can because I've seen Scott do it actually. You stole my eggies. Today we are in court because you ate my chicks. She has eaten. That's awesome, Max. That's good news. That means she's happy there as well. That makes me really happy. On the downside, Malfoy's not eating for a wee while actually. He's not eating for a few weeks anyway. But I'll offer him up something soon and see if he eats it. I'm going to be putting Milkshake up to a Fluffy soon, but I keep saying I'm going to do it, and then I keep losing my nerve because they look so big compared to Milkshake. But I know she should manage it because she can manage two pinkies easily. So I know she can manage it. I just need to stop being such a wussy. That's good, Max. Have you got her in with the UV light, or is it just normal light? I'm sure I seen the Viv was lit up. I can't remember if it was a UV light or just a normal light. Yeah, that's one thing that drains my happiness is feeding royals. Every other one of my animals destroys their food, like demolishes it. Every one of them in every way. Even the African fat-tail gecko is now starting to demolish his food. In fact, I need to feed him tonight. But he demolishes his food every time. You eating my Krispy Kreme donuts? Kirsten's eating my Krispy Kreme donuts. Yeah, we had a Asda pizza. You know, the Asdas do the make your own pizzas. We had them tonight, and oh man, I'm stuffed. That's good, Max. Yeah, that's how our colours will be popping. I've got UV in with Mordecai and with Marley here, who is currently strangling the life out of me. Buddy, what are you doing? Can Dad please be allowed some air? Thank you. That's awful nice of you. He just wants to climb and explore and see things. Funny wee snake. Well, big snake. Does my Tegu eat her veg? On rare occasions, she does, but I don't give her a lot of veg anyway because she has very watery stool. So I don't give her a hell of a lot of veg anyway, just to try and make her stool harden up, kind of thing. Um, yeah, I try and give all my animals UV if I can. Um, or some sort of light. Hunter behind me, as you can see, isn't a UV light. That's just a normal light. Back you go then, son. Go on. Hunter's in shed just now, so I'm just gonna leave him alone. He's not blue, but he's hella dark or dull. There's no point in taking him out, but he's sitting there chilling, chilling in his home. He likes his home there, you know. He says that home's nice, you know. Oh, pardon me. Well, I might take Hunter out because this might be the last time he's handled actually, until he fully sheds out. Because once he goes pure blue, I don't really handle him. So yeah, we'll take him out just now, and this will be the last time he will be out until he sheds. This guy's not on UV, but eventually, once I win the lottery, I am working on a plan to win the lottery 100%. I do want to change them all to UV eventually. Hello, my handsome. But I don't know if it's because he's in shed or he's had another growth spurt, but his head looks really white, doesn't it, babe? Head looks like really fat just now. Oh, he's... Oh, you hissing at Dad? Now, he's never hissed before. He has tried to take a chunk out of me before, but he's never hissed. but they can be very agitated when they're in shed. So you can see he is in shed there. So we're just going to say hello for a minute. Pardon you, Peggy. So we're just going to say hello to little Hunter for a wee minute there. Like I say, he is in shed and he has just filled one of the cuts in my hands full of dirt. So that was awful nice of him. So that's probably going to get nice and infected. Thank you, son. But he is becoming a beautiful big boy, putting on some nice size. I think I'm probably going to put him up to a jumbo wrap very soon. Um, in the next couple of feeds, I would think. I'll see how he looks by next feed day, and I'll judge him off that. I think we were saying last time that he was starting to look that sort of deflated way. Um, yeah, I know it's crazy. Time flies when you're having fun, Mister Krabs. But yeah, oh yeah, they definitely use the UV. Marley, the boa that I just had out, he's never had UV his whole life. And then I put him in that viv with UV, and he'll bask under that UV. Like he'll physically use that light. You see him underneath it all the time, just basking under it. So they definitely do use the UV. I don't give them the light all the time. It's only every sort of now and then I'll put it on for a few hours, or if we've got guests around, it's good for viewing purposes and stuff. But if I see them out and about, I'll put the UV on so that they get the use of it while they're out and about. If they're in that sort of digesting stage when they're just hiding away, there's no point giving them UV because they're not going to come out and use it, kind of thing. But they definitely use it here and there, definitely. And of course, you guys have seen every time it's sunny outside, I'll take them out to the gardens for some natural UV. You can't beat the real thing. The reason I don't give them UV all the time was because I've read, and I would like to know more on this, but the fact that strobe lights can be damaging to them, are not very good for them. I'm not sure the full ins and outs, but it made me wary after reading it. So yeah, they go. Marley's not had UV his whole life, and he's perfectly happy and healthy. But I do give it now and then. But yeah, yours are on every day. No, mine's get a couple of hours here and there. Sort of just every couple of days, I'll just put it on for a few hours, let them get some UV. Just like I say, if I see them out and about, kind of thing, and they'll use it because they are going to bask in the wild. Just not all the time because they don't like to be vulnerable and out in the open kind of thing. But there you go, Hunter. I just wanted to say hello. He gave me a hiss. But it's like the a snake going through a shed is like it's time of the month, so they're often a little bit grumpy like that at that time. I think I'm going to take that hide out of there because I think he's far too big for it. He looks in it and then doesn't go in it and comes back out. So yeah, I think I'm going to pull that hide out of Hunter's Viv because there's absolutely no point in it being there. And to be honest with you, the section that it's in anyway is quite hidden. There you go, done. Pull the hide out. But yeah, the section that it's in there kind of gives him a little bit of sort of natural hide. That little hole there was where it was. So it's actually in amongst all those leaves and branches and stuff. So it gives him a more natural sort of hide anyway. You guys know I love the natural more than anything else. Because yeah, he doesn't use that hide at all. Have you seen him using it? I've never seen him using it. Yeah, I never see him using his hide. He's getting to that point where he's sort of higher on the food chain and less scared of things, you know. Okay, Mr. Krabs, I'm glad you're back. You got Puff the Magic Dragon out. Yeah, you see, mines are right next to this door here, which gets the sun a large part of the day. So they get a light cycle anyway. Um, of course, the lizard, the Alita, gets a full almost 12 hours. She get like 11 hours. Yeah, she gets like 10, 11 hours or something like that. Um, for her UV and basking light, of course. But it's a bit more, lizards are a bit more important to get all their UV and all that stuff than the snakes. They need it a lot more than the snakes do. He's in shed. Let's have a look at Lilith while we are here. Oh, hello, sweetie. What you doing up at the glass? What you doing up at the glass? Here's our little Lilith. I'll put the cushion back on the stool. Oh, there we go. We have little Lilith. Awesome snake this is. Another dream snake for a lot of people, myself included, was the Domino's boar. Really cool snake. Really strong snake. Oh, you got a bit of bedding in your mouth. There you go. There you go. His dad got it. Dad's helping you out. Yes, he did. Dad helped you out. So that's awesome. So Lilith, little Acrantophis dumerili. Trying to learn the scientific name of this new animal that's coming on Monday or Tuesday. Pretty much got it down, but the first half's quite difficult. The second half I've got down to a T, but that's because it shares it with a dinosaur. But the first half, I'm still trying to get it down to a T. I always like to know the scientific names of all my animals. I will do a reptile room tour soon, Mr. Krabs. Yes, like I say, I've got these two new animals coming next week. So once they settle down and make their way into the Viv room, I'll do a Viv room tour. How? Kirsten's hiding. She's camera shy. But yes, we will do a Viv room tour, definitely, 100%. Because all the Vivs have sort of been just not long been revamped. Keaton is supposed to be going away to his new home this weekend. So when Keaton leaves out of there, I might have a shift around again. You guys know what I'm like at shifting animals around all the time. Loves it. I love shifting animals around. So I guarantee I'll have that empty space up there. That 5 foot behind me is either going to be for Mordecai, the red tail, or one of these new animals that are coming on Monday or Tuesday when they eventually grow up, because they're just little. I think they're captive bred 20s, the captive bred 2020s. So they're only about a year old. Blue tongue skinks are lovely. Blue tongue skinks are absolutely fantastic. Lovely animals. Yeah. Good luck. Bedtime's really easy at our house. Yeah, Samuel goes to bed really easy. Just gets a bedtime story and then that's him. Sits and listens to music till he falls asleep. It's really good. But blue tongue skinks are awesome. I've worked with a couple of them. Really cuddly little potatoes as well. They were awesome little animals. Um, oh, yawning. But we'll see. Like I say, I don't know what the future plans will hold. All depends on space and things. Whatever animals will come home when we move house. But that's years to come. But there'll either be eventually there'll either be a dwarf caiman or an Asian water monitor. It'll be one or the other will come home at one point or the other. And the Cuviers or the Salvador. She's a very shy snake, Lilith. They're sort of on par with royals in their personality, where they can be a bit shy and all that kind of stuff. But they don't climb like the royals do. She burrows, so she'll actually burrow into her substrate. Say she's shy, she's climbing on my face, but she is. She's very stiff all the time. She doesn't relax. Um, I don't know if she'll soften out as she gets older or whatever, but yeah, we will see. We will see. But I love the dominoes. They're an awesome snake. Really cool snake. Always loved the dominoes. It was that pattern on the back that sort of drew me to the dominoes. That sort of beautiful pattern, almost floral. Have I heard of an Iranian flat-tailed gecko? Oh, I'm so sorry. I don't think I have. I mean, everyone's heard of fat-tailed geckos, but um, I don't think I've ever heard of an Iranian fat-tailed gecko. Certainly an animal I'll need to look up. But geckos they've never been a huge interest of mine. I took in both the geckos I have as sort of rescues. Yoshi is now used for the kids' parties and the educational talks, and the African fat tail is sort of just getting him up to health. And then I'll decide when I get him up to health what I'll do with him after that. I'm not sure where we'll go with that one. If I'll hold on to him or if he'll be rehomed. But I certainly won't rehome him until he's guaranteed eating properly and up to a good weight. They're related to the leopard geckos. Are they anything like the African fat-tailed geckos? The Iranians. Oh, I'm so yawning now. I think it's this music in the background that's putting me asleep. Would you like a drinkies? Is that what you would like? I tried using this old mic that I had kicking about today to see if it would work, but it doesn't seem to work at all. So I think it's going to have to go in the bin because it doesn't seem to do anything. Or maybe give it to Samuel. He'll have fun with it. But yeah, Keaton's up there, but we'll leave him in there because with my finger, he's a very strong snake. He'll grip it as tight as he can because that's what he does. Malfoy, the royal python, he's doing fine. Like I say, he's not eating in a wee while though, so I need to get him eating. Yeah, I'll have to look into the Iranian fat-tailed geckos. But yeah, Malfoy's doing good. And we'll go and feed that fat tail when I come off of this. Once I've fed the fat tail, I'm going to feed my fat belly with some donuts, I think. And that will be that. Yes, I see you. I see you. So the weekends videos now, I always try to take them out on a Saturday, but I'm going to bring them out on a Sunday now. It just breaks them up a lot easier. But now that we're doing a live stream on the YouTube every Thursday, the Sunday for the episode sort of breaks it up nicely, and gives you a sort of more even interval between the two of them, kind of thing. So the weekends episodes will now come out on a Sunday instead of a Saturday. Of course, wherever possible, unless something's had to be filmed later or something's happened in life or whatever that's sort of put me off editing, then that's what will happen. Dairy-free intolerant? Was that just lactose intolerant? Is it? Lactose is the sugar in the dairy. All right, okay. You learn something new every day. I like my dairy. Kirsten's allergic to it and she still drinks it. She has a Starbucks and wonders why her throat gets itchy and she starts coughing. Tastes good. Could go to Starbucks right now, actually. Or McDonald's banana milkshake. I've got into McDonald's banana milkshakes recently. Pizza Hut used to do an amazing banana milkshake, but they stopped doing it. But I love my banana milkshakes. We do like them. They're nice, you know. So, yep, today's update. Everyone's doing fine. Animals are good, apart from me, because I ripped my finger open on a Viv. You go bright red with allergy. I love coffee. I'm not a massive coffee fan, Mr. Krabs, but as I've gotten older now, I've started having a coffee in the mornings just to waken me up. And all that. But yeah, so keep an eye on this weekend's episode and see if the quality is any better. And believe you me, if it's not better, I'll spot it. As I have people say, like, point out the obvious in the past, where like the sound has synced off and all that kind of stuff and jumped off the thing and all that. I'm like, yes, I've noticed this, but once I upload it, there's not really anything I can do. And pulling it down and re-editing it again usually does nothing. So once the episode's up, there's usually really nothing I can do other than restart it again. Then you'll be waiting another couple of days because it usually takes me a couple of days on average, at least to edit up an episode. My phone's been overheating like mad with this. Oh, sorry, son. With this episode I'm doing at the weekend. I'm looking forward to next weekend's episode because I'll be able to reveal to you guys my new animals, and I'm going to be extremely. Yeah, I'm away to go anyway, Crabs. I'm just winding down, buddy. Take it easy. But yeah, I'm going to be so excited about unveiling these new animals. I'll probably end up just putting up the episode early. We'll see. But yeah, we'll see what the quality of this weekend's episode is going to be like. And oh, you're nowhere near as excited as me, Mr. Krabs. I'm like a kid at Christmas right now. Such an exciting species that's coming home, like super exciting. Like, oh my god. But take it easy, buddy. And as for everyone else, if you haven't already, subscribe to the channel, share any videos, share the channel on your Facebook, your Insta, whatever you do. And I tried using an iPad, but it couldn't keep up. It was far too slow. But it was a really old iPad, and I tried using a tablet, and it was horribly slow and stuff like that. Yes, Max knows what I'm getting, and he's super jealous. I'll rub it in your face, Max. You'll get pictures as soon as they come home. But yeah, head over to the Reptile Rich Facebook page. And yes, share the YouTube channel about on your Facebook page. Share any videos you like around. Yeah, message if you want to get in contact with me. Message Reptile Rich page. And thank you very much because, like I say, there's been a steady stream of new subscribers coming in recently, and it's absolutely fantastic. Like every day I log on, there's 1 or 2 new subscribers, and I want to keep that up. I would love, I very much doubt it'll happen, but I would love to hit 1,000 subscribers by the end of the year, but I highly doubt that'll happen. We need to start snowballing if that's going to happen. But you never know what will happen. I might do a video that everyone likes or something like that. But yeah, I might look into a tablet or an iPad. We'll see. We will see. But anyway, thank you very much for tuning in, guys. As always, like, subscribe, comment, all that good stuff. And I'll see you on the next one. Peace. Have a good evening, everyone.